Welcome to Weird Gun Game here in Roblox. Today I'm going to be taking a look at 15 of your builds. I'm going to go into a game with them, do about 10 to 15 kills with each of these builds, and then rate them on a scale of 1 to 10. Just for good fun. Don't take my rating very serious because, as I've always said in the past, what I rank a gun is personal to me versus what you might like and what you want to use. So if there's any build that you see that you think is neat or interesting or might work for you, you can copy it and use it for yourself. There will be a list of parts that'll show up when I get to it, and then we will rate it. Also, submissions are currently closed for the time being. We do have a new update to Weird Gun Game that has come out, so there may be some adjusting and balancing changes to your build. So if they don't work as well as maybe they did for you, they might have gotten a nerf or something along those lines. So I am trying to go through these as quickly as possible, so submissions are currently closed. That's why I'm doing 15. Today they added in the AK-12, the OBZ or the QBZ-95, the Lightning Shot Sniper, which is this bad boy here. I've not actually used it yet. The first build is from @JMR2009. They said, nah, y'all sleeping on my sniper build. Air quotes on the word sniper, so we'll see. But barrel is the second amendment, which you only got over the July 4th thing. So if you don't have that, then you'll have to find a replacement. The core is the Heket 2, the mag is the M870, the stock is the C36. The G36 got renamed to the C36, by the way. The grip is the AUG, and the scope is the M40. Build is good on nostalgia and any long map. It has a slow fire rate but will kill anything. I'll be the judge of that. Let's give it a shot. If I can actually hit anything. My shots, man, I literally hit nothing with that lightning sniper. Oh, I think I did get that guy at least. Yeah, I think I got that guy. So that was a shot, although I didn't get to see the kill. My aim has been rough. Oh my gosh. Okay, thank you for the spawn. There we go. This gun's interesting because it shoots 2 bullets, each one dealing 50 damage apiece for 100 damage total. If you get a headshot, it pretty much does 200 damage, but its biggest problem is that if one of those bullets, those pellets, don't hit, then you only do 50 damage. So that can be something that happens. Now, it does get a little bit of a bonus in that it does play the Star Spangled Banner throughout the entire time you use it because of the Second Amendment that's on the front of it. Now, as an American, that's awesome because it lets freedom ring, mother, and that's pretty cool. So for just the inconsistency's sake, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. All right, our next build is from @halfpug. The stock is the anvil, the barrel is the M1919. I just did the normal one, not the tripod. The core is the MG42, the grip is the 1887, the mag is the rice pot, and the sight is any. All right, we're gonna be moving at literally 2 inches an hour. Let's see the recoil here. Basically 0. Give me 25 minutes. We'll see it at longer range. Basically 0. Here is the reload. I will see you tomorrow.
2,000 years later.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, oh my gosh. So this is basically going to be oh man, the slide is more of like a trip and fall. I am a walking sentinel. This is quite literally, quite possibly, the slowest build I've ever used in my entire life. I'm fairly certain that the rice that's in the rice cooker would finish cooking faster than it takes for me to literally walk anywhere with this gun. Yeah, this one's kind of miserable, honestly. If you are wanting to just stay in one spot and never move, this might be the gun for you. Otherwise, for me, someone who likes to move around a lot more, this gun is absolutely not it for me. So I'm giving this one like a 4 out of 10. The next build is from @TyJG. The core is the MP40, the barrel is the water pipe, the magazine is the UNP40, the grip is the Chief, the stock is the Type 2A Nambu, and the sight is any. Let's go in. Oh, sweet movement. Let's do a quick little recoil test here on this wall. Oh, that's slow. Oh, that recoil's crazy. And that's the reload. Pretty quick. This is an okay build, but it's really slow. That's the only problem, is that the fire rate is super slow, and that hurts it a lot actually, because while the damage is pretty decent actually, that 400 fire rate, I was finding myself getting outshot quite a lot or trading kills, that kind of thing. So this is very much something you probably want to use at a little bit more range, but like not, I mean, even if you go a little bit farther out, you're still going to do 18. So maybe do a little bit more range, but the recoil is pretty rough once you get out too far, so you may have to adjust for that, but I'm gonna give this one like a 6 out of 10. This next one is from @SRSaint750. We've seen quite a few of these in the past, but it hasn't been that recent. It says, this build is tough to rush and never reload, just respawn full ammo. I'd like any advice to make it better. Well, if you want to make it better, what I would say is to just off the bat, get rid of the Negev mag and lower that 13-second reload time, because that is brutal. I just spawned, bro. They also said for the site they use the gaming monitor, and I want to see something. So here's the gaming monitor. Let's get into it here and see if I can make this work. Do a quick recoil test here. Okay, let's back up here and right here. Here's the reload, in case anybody is wondering what a 13-second long reload looks like. And actually, in this case, it's kind of weird that the recoil is actually worse. Not the recoil, the visual shake is actually worse with the red dot sight than it is the monitor.
Too slow, too weak, too easy.
So if you guys know anything about this build, this is a build that for a while had a lot of variations, but pretty much was something a lot of people were submitting already. It was something I would say was kind of a meta for a little while. In a closer range sense, it's okay. And if you're okay with sort of camping positions, you can lay down fire in a big area like I was doing and take down a lot of people. Problem is, once again, the reload's 13 seconds. The monitor, I would actually say, is in this case a little bit better than the red dot, mostly because it doesn't have the same amount of visual shake that the red dot has. It's just as good as every other one of these builds in my opinion, so it's gonna get pretty close to around the same score of just a 7 out of 10. The next build is from @JustU8068. The barrel is the pipe, the grip is the banana, the mag is the Negev, the stock is the taco, The core is the AUG. The sight is your choice. I use magnifying glass. Place at the end of the pipe, which I have done. So here goes nothing. Let's see how well I do. Here is the unfortunately long. This is a longer reload than the previous gun, by the way, by 0.2 seconds. Let's do a recoil test here. We're gonna do this. So it doesn't move very much. And then we'll do this. It moves a little bit, not too bad. I'm personally not a fan of the magnifying glass. I feel like it's a little bit too much zoom for me, but I get why people like it. You just sitting there in a corner? What are you doing? So this is pretty good in free-for-all. I actually am growing to like free-for-all because you can get a lot of weird coins out of that, but it's a solid build. I'm not a big fan of the magnifying glass personally, so maybe I would change it out, but for what it is, it's not bad. It's a little slow though, so that's the only thing. And also the reload is brutal. It's kind of on par for me with the FAMAS, so I'm gonna give this like a 7 out of 10 as well. The next one is from Trinity and my friends on Roblo 5407. The core is the Type 2 Nambu, the Chris Vector barrel, the stock is the FAL, the grip is the PPSH, the mag is the MP40, and the sight is the red dot. Let's do it. Let's do a quick recoil test. Okay, it's got a slight recoil, a little bit more range, and that's the reload. Pretty quick. Pretty decent damage. Gotta finish the job, brother. All right, this is pretty good. Pretty decent fire rate, good movement speed, reloads really good. Damage is pretty decent, like 30 some odd damage to the head if you're up close. Pretty decent fire rate. I guess could be a little bit faster really, but it's pretty good if you're rushing people and you're not that far away. Even at a distance, I was still doing with not a lot of damage, still getting kills, but it felt pretty good to use. So I'm gonna give this one an 8 out of 10. All right, the next one is from @Grim Reaper 3679. The barrel is the water pipe. The sight is the FAMAS. The stock is the AUG. The mag is the M60. And the core and grip are both the Nambu. Let's get going. Let's do a recoil test here. Okay, doesn't seem too bad. Okay, a little bit of climb. Here is the reload. Seems relatively slow. this one is weird because it does okay damage and then the drop off is so severe it's not even funny. Fire rate's relatively low, so it's kind of like you don't really want to get up that close, but like at the same time, if you don't do any damage. It's just such a weird like juggling of gun types and whatnot that I don't really know what to think of it. I'm gonna give this one like a 5 out of 10. Okay, this one is from @Hopper_man_guy. They said an attempt at a lever action build that turned into a shotgun. Okay, I greatly appreciate that because I have said I wanted a lever action. So I tried to fashion this as much as possible into it. Core is the 1887 shotgun. The grip is the M40. The magazine is the M40. The stock is the FAL. The barrel is the M1891 and the sight is your preference, but I use the M870 positioned way at the end of the barrel just because I like how it looks. And you know what? Kind of agree with you there. So this is sort of my attempt at recreating that. We're gonna see how well it does. It does kind of look like a lever action to some degree, so we'll go ahead and shoot it, and then boom, and then the reload. There you go. Let's see if we can't use our old lever action here in the thing. I kind of like these sorts of builds because they go off of a vibe of like how they want to look like a certain thing, and whether they actually work or not, it's a different story. But if your vibe is, I want this to look like a certain thing, this for me passes the vibe check. Crap. I actually went a little long with this one because I had a lot of fun with it. The vibe is immaculate for a lever action. Really enjoy it. Think it's a lot of fun. And on top of that, it's pretty decent, actually. I'm gonna give this one an 8 out of 10. This next one is from Lance LaRoche 2054. High damage, close range SMG. Core is the Type 2A Nambu. The barrel and stock are both the Vector. The grip is the Circuit Judge. The mag is improvised and the sight is red dot. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let's take a look at the shots here. Very little recoil. There's the reload and very little recoil at range. This one is tough to recommend because of the just size of the magazine is so small. The reload's incredible, don't get me wrong, but dude, if you are not playing your corners, you are absolutely in trouble on this one because this will absolutely catch you out. Other than that, the damage is okay, but you are out of ammo before you even know it. This one's gonna be around a 7 out of 10, I believe. This next build is from @Sirius8410. The barrel is the AWM, the AWM. The core is the M40. The sight is the Lee Enfield. The grip is the musket. The mag is the musket, and the stock is the Circuit Judge. Also, guys, something happened in recording my audio. Just all of a sudden changed volume, and I don't know how to fix it. So if I'm gonna have to mess with stuff in post, here's the whatever. Oh, good grief. Okay, so there's your shot, recoil, and reload. Okay, that's a thing. took a little while to get the 15 kills, but trust me when I say that I got him. So the damage is 106.3. It's pretty decent. It's not that bad. The reload is brutal because you have to do it after every single shot. So that is the biggest problem. It does one shot. It is kind of fun for what it is, but I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. All right, this next build is from @DomChesburgerGuns. Barrel is the Heket 2. The core is the Automat, or the Automat, as someone tried to correct me. It's Automat to me, boys. Sight is Red Dot. The mag is Improvise. The stock is the FAL, and the grip is the UNP 40. Recoil test here. Really rough. Oh my gosh, look how far up you're looking. Reload, incredibly fast as always. Let's do it. Ugh, no. I'm doing 5 kills on this one. I can't do any more. The recoil on this is so severe that by the time you even recover, if anybody's shooting at you, you're dead. It doesn't matter. It's too severe. I have to give this like a 2 out of 10. I'm sorry, just is not working for me. This next one is from the Great-Ionic. The core is the Nambu, the grip is the Heket 2, the stock is the Hex Spitter, the mag is the graphics card, the barrel is the Maz 38, and the sight is the holographic. Recoil test here. Okay, pretty decent at close. Not too bad at long range. Here's the reload. If I remember, the graphics card is not crazy long. This one's not too bad, not too shabby, does okay damage, recoil's nice and controllable. Only issue with it really is the fire rate. Feels a little bit slow to me, but everything else is okay. I'm gonna give this a solid 7 out of 10. This next one is from Gucci Alien the 6. Core is the Vector, the barrel is the 870 MCS, the mag is the Maz 38, the grip, the P90, stock is the PPSH, and the sight is the Chief. Let's get into it. So if we're here and we ADS, there's recoil, back up, there's recoil, reload, pretty quick. Let's do it. Okay, so this one shoots really fast, but the recoil is a little weird. As you saw, I was kind of burst firing to try and get some kills here, but movement's okay. And the problem is really kind of the recoil once you get a little bit farther out. It's pretty severe, and the problem is because this thing shoots so quickly, you never really get to a point with the magazine where you get a chance for it to stabilize because you've already gone through the entire magazine and now you have to reload and do it again. So you're back in that state where you have to kind of, I don't know, burst fire it to keep it controllable. I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. The next one is from Mr. Board Boy.4247. The barrel is the Vector, the core, the FAMAS, the grip is the PPSH, the stock is the M4 or M16, the sight is the flashlight, and the mag is the Scar drum. All right, I've never used the flashlight, so it'll be interesting to see. There's recoil. It's hard to tell with this thing. There's that. And then here's the reload. Okay, that was the reload. If you run this like an SMG, it's not that bad. But if you try to run this at, let's say, any distance at all whatsoever, you're in for some hurting. That's all I can say. Other than that, it's okay. I am not a big fan of the flashlight. Unless it blinds the enemy as well, it doesn't really do anything for me. I would rather just have a regular sight, so it's what it is. But I'm gonna give this one a 7. This next one and last one is from @SwatTippyTava 9066. Barrel is the water pipe, the core is the MP40, the grip is the AUG, the magazine is anything that has over 100 bullets, so I went with the PPSH, which is pretty close. The sight is the microscope, and the stock is the MP40. Oh, Lord have mercy. If I can get even a single kill with this, I will be happy. Is there a reason to even look at that? I just, you know, there's your reload. Oh, there's no way. There's no way you use the microscope, dude. Oh, I got a hit. Hey, get some. Okay, well, with that rounding blast of thunder that is still going, holy crap, don't aim down sights with this thing at all. This is actually a pretty semi-decent hipfire build, and if you run around with a hipfire build like this, you might actually get a decent amount of kills. It's not bad for a hipfire build. I don't know why you thought to put the microscope on there, but hey, to each their own. I got 1 kill with the microscope. I'm pretty happy with that, but I'm gonna give this like a 7 out of 10 just on the hipfire alone. And with that being said, I will see you guys next time. I've been BubbaTV24. Thank you for your gun submissions. There will be a new one of these on Friday with more. I hope you are enjoying the longer videos with 15 instead of 10. It's really helping me get through these submissions faster. But I will see you guys then. I've been BubbaTV24, and I am signing out.